Hello guys! Thompson QB excited about DeBoer's offer, feels he fits Grubb's offense. Coach DeBoer, alongside Ryan Grubb and Nick Sheridan, has been showing that the vision for the team's offense is not only built in the present, but also carefully shaped for the coming years. And, among the pieces that are starting to take shape in this mosaic of talent, one name has been catching attention: Trent Seaborn, the young quarterback from Thompson High School. Seaborn, a four-star prospect for 2027, already carries an impressive amount of experience for someone so young. His high school trajectory has been marked by achievements and leadership, something that seems to be an inherent part of his DNA as a player. Not surprisingly, he received offers from giant programs like Florida State, Oregon, and Georgia, but it was the offer from Alabama that brought a special sparkle to his eyes. In his own words, "Every offer he receives is a reason to be grateful, but there is something about the Crimson Tide's proposal that seems to resonate deeply with the young quarterback." When it comes to fit, it is impossible not to highlight Seaborn's enthusiasm when talking about the offensive system led by Grubb. He mentions Michael Penix Jr., one of the hottest names in college football today, as a clear reference for his style of play. Precision in passing, quick decision-making, understanding of opposing defenses, and the ability to operate a dynamic offense are characteristics that jump out at you when you think of both Penix and Seaborn. And that is exactly what makes this union so promising. The young quarterback sees Grubb and his philosophy as a mirror of his own abilities, and this connection could be the first step towards something even greater. The conversation between Seaborn and the Alabama coaches was described by him as a special moment. Nick Sheridan, who initiated the contact, opened the door for a call that would mark the beginning of a new phase in the young athlete's life. When DeBoer and Grubb got on the phone to officially offer him the opportunity to wear the red and white of the Crimson Tide, the excitement was palpable. Seaborn described the moment as a recognition of his hard work and dedication, something that certainly reinforces the idea that Alabama is willing to invest in talent that shares the same winning mentality that the program has always represented. But what really stands out about Seaborn goes beyond his abilities on the field. His attitude off the field is also noteworthy. While many players his age opt to reclassify in order to fast-track their college football career, he remains steadfast in his decision to continue alongside his teammates at Thompson High School. For him, there is much more to be accomplished before he can take that next step. His ambition to lead the Warriors to 2 more state titles reflects a legacy-focused mindset that aligns perfectly with Alabama's values. That determination to prioritize the collective over the individual is a rare and valuable trait, and it may be exactly what the Crimson Tide needs to maintain its dominance in the years to come. And here comes an intriguing question: if Seaborn eventually makes it onto the field, how would he stack up against other talents already at Alabama, like Kellen Russell? It's too early to predict how this internal competition will play out, but what we can say is that the presence of 2 high-level quarterbacks will only elevate the program. The healthy rivalry for the lead offense could be the fuel needed for both to evolve even further, creating a competitive environment that directly benefits the team. Even though Seaborn is just beginning his journey, his connection to Alabama already shows signs that he could be something special. The way he talks about the program, the coaches, and the offensive system shows that there is a genuine passion there, something that goes beyond simply choosing a school. There seems to be a conviction that Alabama is the right place for him to grow, both as a player and as a person. For Crimson Tide fans, this is exciting news. Seeing a young talent like Seaborn being considered and integrated into DeBoer's project is a clear sign that the future is being carefully planned. With an offense that promises to be explosive with Grubb and a roster that continues to attract the best names in the country, Alabama is still looking for standout guys. And Freeze didn't like the 5 stars choosing Bama over Auburn. Let's talk. When it comes to college football recruiting, especially in the SEC, Alabama and Auburn will always be in the spotlight. The rivalry between the 2 programs transcends the 4 lines of the field and extends to the battle for high school talent. In recent months, however, the scales have seemed to be tipping heavily in Tuscaloosa's favor, and that was made even more evident by the recent commitment of Cedarian Morgan, a five-star wide receiver who chose to wear the red and white of the Crimson Tide over the blue and orange of the Tigers. Auburn coach Hugh Freeze brought up an important issue during his speech at the Lake Martin ambush event: the impact of the chamber agreement and the salary cap on recruiting. His analysis reflects a growing challenge for programs like Auburn, which now need to rethink their strategies for attracting high school talent. The specific mention of the wide receiver position is no accident. With a room that is considered strong at the moment, Freeze has chosen to prioritize retaining the players already on the roster, recognizing that room for new players may be limited. This pragmatic approach makes sense in a scenario where every available roster spot needs to be used strategically, but it also exposes a difficult reality for the Tigers: they are losing ground to their rivals. And that's where Alabama comes in. With Kalen DeBoer, the Crimson Tide continue to demonstrate impressive recruiting prowess, even in a time of changing rules and dynamics in college football. Cedarian Morgan's decision to commit to Alabama is just one more example of this ability to attract top talent, regardless of the circumstances. And Morgan is not alone. Over the summer, Alabama has been the preferred destination for several elite prospects, while Auburn has increasingly struggled to retain its early commitments. Freeze's statement about not losing any players from the current wide receiver room is an attempt to convey confidence, but it also reveals a certain vulnerability. He mentions his love for the young defensive lineman and the current makeup of the team, but there's a hint of uncertainty when he admits he doesn't know what the roster will look like in January. That uncertainty is something Alabama, under Nick Saban and now DeBoer, rarely displays. The situation of Denarius Gray, who has decommitted from Auburn to Kentucky, adds another layer of complexity to the picture. It's not just about losing players to Alabama, but also seeing talent migrate to other programs in and out of the SEC. For a coach like Freeze, who came to Auburn with a mission to revitalize the program, those blows can be particularly frustrating. He's trying to build something solid in Jordan-Hare Stadium, but the competition within the conference makes the task even more challenging. Since DeBoer's arrival, the program has shown remarkable adaptation to new college football rules, including the nil and transfers from an increasingly competitive portal. These factors, combined with the Crimson Tide's storied reputation, create an almost irresistible environment for elite prospects. The Alabama-Auburn recruiting rivalry is as old as the Iron Bowl itself, but right now there seems to be a clear power divide. While Auburn struggles to adjust its approach in a salary cap and roster uncertainty environment, Alabama is still holding its own, reaping the rewards of a system that continues to function at peak efficiency. And while Hugh Freeze is looking for answers to the challenges posed by the new environment, Kalen DeBoer and his staff seem to always be one step ahead. The Alabama-Auburn recruiting race is far from over, but let's move on. While names like Ryan Williams and Ty Simpson hog the headlines for their offensive prowess, there's one player slowly emerging at Bama. That player is Bray Hubbard, a safety who, despite coming to the Crimson Tide as a relatively unknown three-star prospect, is about to show the world what it means to be a true sleeper player. Hubbard, a native of Ocean Springs, Mississippi, may not have been the most hyped recruit in his 2023 class, but since stepping foot in Bryant-Denny Stadium, he's been quietly working to build his legacy. Last season, he already showed signs that he could be something special. Playing in all 13 games of the campaign, Hubbard not only earned a starting spot on defense by the midway point of the season, but he also demonstrated a level of consistency and impact that caught the attention of analysts. His crucial interception in the Iron Bowl against Auburn was a defining moment that helped solidify his reputation as a reliable player in pressure moments. But it was in the loss to Oklahoma that Hubbard truly announced his arrival on the national stage. Despite the bitter result for the Crimson Tide, he shined individually, setting personal bests with 11 total tackles, 8 solo tackles and a forced fumble. That performance not only highlighted his physical prowess, but also revealed something more intangible: his grit and determination. In a game where many would have succumbed to the pressure, Hubbard raised his game, showing that he is not only a talented player, but someone who thrives in the most challenging situations. Now, ESPN is giving Bray Hubbard the recognition he deserves. Chris Lowe, in his analysis for the Worldwide Leader, singled out Hubbard as a player poised to ascend to elite status in the SEC. Lowe's prediction is clear. Hubbard will not only be a key player on Alabama's defense in 2025, but he is also destined to become one of the best safeties in the conference. Along with Kean Sabb, who is back healthy after an injury-plagued season, Hubbard has the chance to form one of the best safety duos in the SEC, a combination that promises to give opposing defenses nightmares. What makes Hubbard's rise even more impressive is how it reflects the core values of Kalen DeBoer's program. The coach has consistently emphasized the importance of developing players, regardless of their initial rankings or the hype surrounding them when they first join the team. Hubbard is the perfect example of that philosophy. He came in without high expectations, but quickly proved that talent combined with hard work can overcome any initial prognosis. His progress is not only a personal triumph, but also a testament to the system that DeBoer and his staff have in place. For Alabama fans, Hubbard's projection as an All-SEC candidate is reason enough to celebrate, but it also raises interesting questions about the future of the Crimson Tide defense. With his speed, instincts, and ability to read the game, Hubbard has the potential to become a central piece of the team's defensive strategy. He's not just a safety, he's a playmaker, capable of changing the course of a game with a single play. That versatility will be crucial in a conference as competitive as the SEC, where offenses are increasingly explosive and creative. Bray Hubbard may have started out as a 3-star prospect, but his journey is far from over. Soon, he could very well be known as one of the cornerstones of Alabama's defense. What do you think? Let us know.